it is Kitty Blue. It's January the 9th. I'm going to be doing a short SD boy doll body comparison. I've got 4 dolls, actually technically 5. Unfortunately, this big, huge, tall guy, I could not get standing on the space that I have here. So I'm not going to go probably too much over with him because I am actually selling him. He's an Angelsdoll. Pretty old body. I can't remember when I got him. So in front of me I have 4 different companies. And the gray resin is a Pipos. This is a Soom, Resinsoul, and Bobobie. Only 5 guys that I have. Like I said though, this guy's been off my shelf for a while. Alright, so as you can tell, they're vary in sizes. They vary in body shapes. Resinsoul are, of course, very slim dolls. The legs are kind of long in the Resinsouls compared to other dolls. Well, maybe not other dolls. But yeah, the leg length definitely has a lot to do with the height of a doll, as well as the torso and the heads. As you can tell, the Pipos doll has a very, very large head. But it has a nice body. I like the Pipos body is nice. But a little bit too tall for me. I want to say, got my measuring tape here. So the one that's lying down here in the front, he is about 74 centimeters tall. The Pipos, because of how tall his head is about 67 centimeters. The Soom is about 64. Resinsoul is almost 60, I want to say. Yeah, he's about 60. And the Bobobie is about 59. So there's about a centimeter difference there. Okay, you can definitely tell the different joint systems. The Pipos and Soom have a 2-part torso. The Resinsoul, the Bobobie, and the Angelsdoll has a 3-part torso. The 3-part torso definitely does not make it more posable. I think sometimes it actually makes it more difficult to pose because a lot of times this joint, the torso will slide back and forth in between this and won't like stay in position, and it's very hard to try and like get a doll to stand when it's like flopping side to side. So as I mentioned in the other video, I have their left hands in a position to show their joints. The Soom isn't exactly in the right position. I couldn't get it to stay there. The doll kept wanting to fall over, so I just left it in that position. But the Pipos doll has a peanut joint in the elbow, so it's able to go to that position. It does only have the one slit on the bottom, but this piece, like the piece that's up in the arm, you pull it down and out, and then you pull it up. Hard to show in a video without 2 hands available with a camera. So the Soom has like 2 slits here, but this is actually kind of a fake slit. This part right here, the upper part, is actually so this notch that's in the lower arm, that can go all the way up into that piece. As I said, he's very unsteady, so I don't want to move it right now. So he can put his arm a little bit up into an more upright position. The Resinsoul doesn't really have a double joint. That's as far as it goes. They try to do a peanut, but it's kind of like a half peanut. So it's got a cup on the one end, so that really doesn't make it that much posable. Although I can kind of like have the arm off to the side because of that cup joint. But as far as like this, I would have to have either his hand underneath of his chin, or I'd have to put wires in it. Because as you can see, it's just not, this piece needs to be kind of longer, wider, different shape in order for it to stay. The Bobobie dolls have a round joint in the elbows, and that really doesn't do anything. It's pretty much just single jointed. You'll notice that there are some mobility parts in the thigh. This one's kind of weird. I try to work with it, and it's just very hard to maneuver. I don't understand the joint, but it is there. This one is here, and obviously you have the big, huge, round ball that is the Bobobie doll. And they always spin around, so it's very hard to get them to sit because this ball will spin, especially when they have clothes on. You have to try and get this ball into the right position where the elastic is and to move it. Okay, the joints in the legs, I believe they all have double joints. The Resinsoul has the cup joint, so it's not technically double jointed in the knee. It's like a cup joint. We have this doll. I'll just do this down here since we're going to get to him. So as I mentioned, he has 3-part torso. He's got a weird thigh joint as well, or mobility joint. If you pull this out, there is like a notch here that you can kind of notch the leg up like this, but I'm not exactly really sure. I guess if he's kneeling or if he's like wanting to have some weird pose like this, that leg will stay, but this body is very difficult to work with. There we go. But he has double joints in his knees. And he has a peanut joint in his arm. So it can move like that. Feet size just range ridiculously. The Soom has very short feet compared to even Resinsoul. Actually, they might be about the same length. It's a little bit wider on the Soom than the Resinsoul and Bobobie. Pipos' feet are definitely, it's like his toes are really tiny, but he's got this really fat part on there. So yeah, I kind of like sped through that. As far as my opinion, as far as like the best body, I mean, it just really depends on what you like the look of. I think I don't like the look of this joint, but he's always has clothes on. The torso on him is actually really nice. But yeah, he's got the split torso here. This one's like right under the bust. You can move it a little bit back and forth. His is right under the bust as well. This one's like really low, almost at his waist. So you definitely have a range of aesthetic as far as like where jointing systems are. So that is the quick review of the SD Boy dolls. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or want to leave any comments, feel free. Take care.